A lieutenant colonel of the Russian riot police, implicated in war crimes in the Kiev region, has been killed in Russia. The Main Intelligence Directorate of the Ministry of Defense reported this. On October 25, a car driven by Police Lieutenant Colonel Veniamin Mazzherin exploded in Russia's Kemerovo region. Police Lieutenant Colonel Mazzherin, born in 1980, served in the OMON Obereg Special Forces unit of the Rosgvardia Directorate for the Kemerovo region. Obereg is one of many Rosgvardia units implicated in war crimes and the genocide of Ukrainians in the Kiev region, committed by the occupying army during Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine in February-March 2022. Based on the collected evidence and eyewitness accounts, the Prosecutor General's office opened criminal proceedings against the unit's military personnel, specifically for violations of the laws and customs of war. Based on the collected evidence and eyewitness accounts, the Prosecutor General's office opened criminal proceedings against the unit's military personnel, specifically for violations of the laws and customs of war. Back in April 2022, Ukrainian military intelligence identified the names of war criminals from the Obereg organization and planned measures aimed at ensuring the fair punishment of those on the list. Recently, Ukrainian agents have assassinated a Russian lieutenant colonel and 2 other Russian personnel in Russia's North Caucasus region, deep behind the front lines of the conflict between the two countries, Ukraine's military intelligence agency has said. Ukraine's Main Intelligence Directorate released details of the alleged strike, saying it took place near the village of Tambukin in Russia's Stavropol region on Saturday, more than 500 kilometers from the border with Ukraine, in cooperation with a group identified only as the Caucasus Liberation Movement. According to HUR, the blast killed the unnamed lieutenant colonel, who allegedly commanded a Russian Special Forces unit called Avangard, along with his driver and an assistant to the officer. The resistance movement reported a successful sabotage operation in temporarily occupied in Sevastopol, Crimea. Atesh partisans carried out a comprehensive reconnaissance of the Administration of Government Communications and Special Forces, Alpha. Our agents completed a comprehensive reconnaissance of the Government Communications Department of the FSB of the Russian Federation in Sevastopol, as well as adjacent facilities used by the Alpha Special Unit and for storage of FSB equipment. It is this group of buildings, with numerous antennas and satellite dishes on the roofs, that is the key control center of the occupation administration and power structures in Crimea, Atesh said. These strategic facilities are now the brain center of the occupiers. Through them, the actions of all security forces are coordinated, orders from the High Command are transmitted, and encrypted communication with Moscow and the occupation forces on the mainland of Ukraine is also carried out, the report said. According to the agents, new groups of high-ranking officers have recently been deployed there from Moscow to strengthen control over the peninsula. Despite the multi-layered security system, Atesh operatives managed to gather crucial information about operating procedures, security layouts, movement routes of personnel, and the transfer of classified documents between headquarters. The report said its collected intelligence, including the exact coordinates of the facilities and details of their internal management structure, has already been passed to the Ukrainian Defense Forces. This is very important for the destruction of the control system of the occupiers and the destabilization of their actions in Crimea. Recently, agents disabled relay equipment on the railway near Armyansk, halting train traffic used by the occupiers to supply ammunition and equipment to the front, according to Atesh. Our agents carried out a successful sabotage on the railway infrastructure near Armyansk in the temporarily occupied territory of Crimea. As a result of the relay equipment disruption, train traffic supplying the occupying forces was halted, the Atesh movement stated. According to them, this strike was carried out at the peak of the occupiers' logistical movements, slowing the delivery of ammunition and supplies to units on the Kherson front. The resistance movement notes that each such operation creates additional challenges for the enemy forces, reducing their combat effectiveness. Atesh continues to systematically disrupt the occupiers' logistical routes. Our agent network is expanding, and the strikes are becoming increasingly effective, they added.